So there's a Cessna 182, and that's its tag. It's going 80 knots at 1,500 feet. That's the pattern here. But you could see how much traffic there is. I'll leave these on for a little while because it's going to be night when we take off, and you could see really how much. This gives you an appreciation for how much traffic is flying around out here that you don't usually get to see because you're not close enough to them. So anyway, I got to get things set up here. If you could just wait a minute while I pause this thing real quick. Hold on one moment, please. Okay, everybody, we're back in here. There we are, November 5-8 Echo uniform. We got the lights on. We're ready to go. We're getting our clearance. If we go inside, we would have the ATIS here at, let's see, we're COM 1. Yeah, 131.2. No, that doesn't look right either. ATIS is supposed to be 118.6. What the heck happened to my stuff? Oh, I know. When I go to the main menu and okay, here's a learning experience. I went to the main menu to check where I was in the airfield. I came back in, it reset everything. I set all this up and it reset it all. So my ATIS would have been 118.6. So I got to go to 121.7. Hold on, that's why. That's because I know last time I did that, I'm like, I know I did this. I just sat here doing it, and that's how it would have gone. But okay, so 1217 towers 1181. All right, 11. Oops. Hold on a second. I'm just gonna set these real quick. And again, I know we don't talk to ATC in this, but I just want to do it for practice. Oh. Okay. So anyway, I had all this stuff up, and when I go out to the menu, I come back, it's like, hey, it's starting all over again. Okay, so here we are, 5-8 Echo uniform. We listen to our ATIS, we find out the wind's coming from the north, sort of, and we're going to need to go, hold on a second here, I want to look up to see if I can see. Okay, there's Bakersfield off our left, the sun's getting ready to go down, but we would have said, we would have found out that's where the wind's coming from. So now we contact ground 1217 for our ground clearance. We'd say Bakersfield, or I guess, what is it? Not Bakersfield. I guess it's Meadows ground. This is 5-8 Echo uniform with you at the ramp, holding short for departure to the east at Henderson. They would say, 5-8 Echo uniform, clear to taxi, runway 30 left. Via Bravo, hold short runway 30 for incoming aircraft. Runway 30 left, 5-8 Echo uniform, hold short for arriving aircraft. So we got our clearance there, and then we'll contact the tower when we get on over. Okay, take a look at everything. Looks good here. We got our lights on. Let's get all our stuff on. Hold on a second here. I gotta find. I'm just now putting our stuff on, and our taxi light. Okay, we don't need de-ice. We don't need pitot heat. I'll put my fuel pump on when we get there. We're not doing the run up because. Oh wait, I wanted to really quick. I wanted to set my. Don't worry about the nav stuff. I'll just follow it regular. I had all my nav stuff set up, and in the interest of time, let's just pull the parking brake off and taxi out. We got to get to Henderson, people. So there's Green Acres up ahead. We saw that coming in. Let's go external real quick. There, we want to go back here. This is behind us. That's what we look like when we're taxiing. We're going to taxi. We're going to turn left here. Because we're going to get 30. We got to hold for these aircraft coming in. A C-310. 77 knots, 1,000 feet. So yeah, I won't leave this on for the whole trip, I don't think. Although we are going to be flying. We're going to land in the dark at Henderson. So that should be interesting. I gotta try and keep this straight. Let's take a different camera here. Okay, there we are, the undercarriage. This is the one we're gonna be used to for flying. When we take off, maybe we'll watch the gear come up. We're back inside. Of course, maybe these guys aren't landing at 30. They may be landing at. Oh, they coming in formation? Two of them. This is 30, right? Okay, so I'm going to come to a stop here. We did a run up if we knew what we're doing. They're coming in both of them together. That's kind of weird. There's nobody else on short, so they would say 5-8 Echo uniform, runway 30 right. I'm sorry, line up and wait, runway 30 right. Jeez, I am just stuttering today because I'm trying to think and talk, and that's not working for us. Not for us. All right, we're looking good here so far. We're gonna line up on the line. The sun in our face. Another reason that I'm doing this later in the afternoon. So I'll tell you after we take off. Let's focus on what's important right now. All right, we're lining up on 30 right. We're holding right here, real short. We're next in line. And here we get 58 Echo Uniform, runway 30 right, clear for takeoff. Clear for takeoff, 30 right, 58 Echo Uniform. Okay, so now we're going to get this going forward. Everything's in the green over there on the right. I'm going to give her full juice. Whoa. So everything's pegged. Airspeed's alive. 85 knots. I'm going to rotate. There we go. We got 85 knots. Let's bring her up. We're off the ground, so I'm going to reach on over and put the gear up. That's what it looks like there. Run up. Now I could do autopilot, vertical speed, 1,200 feet, heading as well. Oops. Oh, yeah, that's right. When I did my heading, it reset everything. I'm sorry, 30. I forgot, when I came out and I went back in. So look, you can see, now you can see, the pattern. That guy took off on 30 left, and he's turning out left. And we're going to want to get to our, let's see, we'll get our map out. We're going to make our turn pretty soon. They'd say 58 Echo Uniform, contact departure on 118. No, actually, we're supposed to go over 118.1. That was the tower. So departure, I don't know what departure is, because folks, I got notes that I put on my thing, and it fell off. I'm looking down at it now. Departure would have been 12645. Order 126. I bumped something too. No, 645, right? 12645. And I leveled off at 2000 because I hit the wrong button. So now I got to go back here and say vertical speed. Back to 1200 because we're going way too far. I hit the level button. And now I'm going to do my heading. I'm going to turn left. I got to go back out. I'm a little bit late. They would have said turn left on all the things. So I want to go back about here. Sorry about that, I missed that. So I didn't have my departure thing set up, but now I'm peeling out left. The airport's back. There's the railroad. We drove past that when we were coming in, didn't we? Now we're going right toward the sun, but we're going to get out of it pretty quick here. I could take our taxi light off. I never turned our fuel pump on. How about that? Aren't I something? Wait a second here. We got to come back this way a little bit more. I'm going to get lined up here. I'm going to do an intercept course, so I should be good there. I can put the map away. 224. No, it's not 224. We want to press that. Let's see. Let's get the mouse back in. That's right. I always forget. I can get stuff with the mouse that I can't reach because I have. All right, 6:24 p.m. There's Bakersfield. There's all the traffic. There's the airport. We're heading south right now. So yeah, you could see here. You would not be able to see really any of this traffic. If I was just looking around regular, you would not see any of this. So let's go. That's going to be enough for the first segment for the as we head up out of Bakersfield for the taxi, the takeoff. We're going to get you as we're closer up to cruise speed. This is going to be a longer flight, so it's going to be short for us, regular time, but we're going to want to make sure that it doesn't seem too long for you. So when we come back, it's going to be a little bit darker probably. Let me make sure I get the right buttons here. I think this is the right button. So let's go external. There we are. There's Bakersfield, California. There's Green Acres in the Bakersfield in the background. And there's my stupid hand pointer floating around. I guess you couldn't see that. Hopefully you couldn't see that. All right, folks. We'll catch us right back here in a minute. We will be right back with you. Here we are back outside now. We're at cruising altitude. The sun's just about to go down. We've got a couple other external views here. We are behind us. This is the tail, the drone flying. Here we are, the undercarriage. Look down there. You can see there's some. Looks like, I don't know if that's a river. I guess that's like a channel that goes through the mountains. Either way, if we go inside here and look down at our map, you can tell we're about on course. We're cruising up here at 9,500 feet. It's negative 3.8 outside here. Should be a nice smooth flight. There's not a whole lot of traffic out there and around. I guess you don't see any. There's some off our left wing there. I think at 9,500 feet it looks like we're higher than basically all the summits around us. Maybe with the exception of that one over there. But essentially this track, if I go back to my map, is going to have us flying, and then we turn after a little while, but we're going to go basically over some of these, over some of the passes and stuff like that, and that's how we're heading out to Henderson. So yeah, again, there's a few things I learned. Well, 6:38 p.m. We got we're on the green on everything. I'm at about for the manifold pressure, I got about 2,000. At 2,400 on the RPMs, pulled back a little bit there. Fuel's always 3/4 in this thing, don't worry about it. We are on departure 12645. 1251 is going to be tower. We'll dial that in as we're coming in towards Henderson. I got a couple other things lined up, but I don't have anything. I don't think I have anything on the DME. I picked up some stuff before where I was going to navigate to some points, but it's not the points in game. I have to make sure that I get the navigation tools, the in-game points that I'm going to make sure that I'm actually dialed into the right frequencies. But it's a nice smooth flight up here over the mountains, Bakersfield to Vegas. I guess my understanding is from oh, you can even see. Oh, I thought you could see my shadow on the screen. My understanding is from Los Angeles to Vegas, it's about a 3-hour drive. So this should be about an hour and a half. So a couple of things I was gonna say. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, we're cruising here about 180 knots, so we're making good pace. I think I got my panel lights on. We'll find that out as we get a little closer. What was I gonna say? Something about the flight between here and there. Henderson, Vegas. Darn it, it slipped my mind. It'll come back in a minute though. This is not good for a broadcast. But yeah, 9,500 feet. We don't need any oxygen up here because we're below 10,000 feet, barely. But this is about as high as you can go without the oxygen. On the channel, pretty soon, there's an A320. So ASA, it's Alaska Airlines flight 1971. It's going 449 knots. It's at 16,800 feet, 850. It's climbing out, so it's probably leaving LA, because we're heading right now, yeah, to the southeast, and Los Angeles is out that way. We're gonna curve east in a few. Let me check the map. Yeah, we're on a good track there. Nothing around us, nothing really showing up yet. As he goes over the top of us, though, we should see him on Earth. Oh, there he is. And I'm trying to see KLAX to KPDX. I forget what KPDX is. But he is leaving from Los Angeles, going to PDX, and I forget what that is. Doggone it, I wish I remembered. That guy's at 21,000 feet. Or no, I couldn't see what that was. This is a TB-19. But yeah, again, we're not close enough to these to actually see them. So if I was flying without these markers, it would just look like empty sky, nobody out here. But I just wanted you to see that there's actually a lot of aircraft out there flying around. And you just don't see them because we're not close enough to them. Now there's probably an airport off that way, which is why you get like a cluster of aircraft. I mean, you get like this TVM-9 going 252 knots at 13,000 feet. He's going between somewhere. There's a E-75L. I don't know what that is. Border 29. That's a jetliner. There's a 737 Southwest 2547 at 12,000 feet. He's probably going into LA from somewhere. But yeah, I just wanted you to see what the sim does there. What else was I going to say about... I was thinking, yeah, you know, when I'm at cruise altitude, doggone, it's driving me nuts. Let me look on the map again. Okay, I see I got a turn coming up here. If I was paying attention, and I go to the map when I'm planning on my mapping, I can right click on that in my regular map and get the nav aid to it, and I could have got this node and that node and figured out, you know, kind of where I need to go and lock that up to my nav, but I didn't. So I'm gonna need to make my turn here, which is good because we're gonna be going down. You know, we're gonna be following that bowl out that way. So we're about to make the turn. Not yet. Wait for it. Darn though, I wish I might have missed it a little bit. I'm a little past it, so I'm gonna need to come back. Again, I'm just changing my heading bug to try and match this track. I'm gonna do that next time. I'm gonna actually find that LHS, you know, that sort of thing, and you right click on the regular map and it'll give you the frequency, and then I can set that up on my nav and I could just go navigation. Let's see, we want to get back on it, so we're going to go about here, straighten out until we get there. Alright, so yeah, there's a TBM, 68 knots, 2,500 feet. Okay, so he's well below us, and he's going, I don't know, he's going this way, I guess. He's at the front end of that streak, and you can't even see him. Like, you know, there's a C310, and you could, if you follow the streak, you can actually see the dot down there. So we would have been able to see him, but barely. I don't know if I don't see him at the beginning of that streak anymore. I don't think. Maybe barely. I don't know what town that is. So you got a BE 20, 53 knots at 2,500. There's a lot of people flying at 2,500 feet. Let me go back to the map. Okay, I gotta adjust my heading here. Is that about right? No, right about there. Here we go. Alright, that should be it. Okay, I'm gonna follow this track for a while. I don't know what city that is. I should have looked at it. I gotta look this stuff up on the map. So that's an airport there we're going towards. I don't know. Anyway, folks, I'm sorry. On the way out, I was gonna talk to you at cruise altitude, and I couldn't remember what it was. So I'm gonna cut away, and when I come back at the approach section, I'll try and talk about what I was remembering to talk about, if I remember that. But I will look it up. Hold on 1 second. Let's go outside. Yeah, so when we come back, it's likely going to be dark then, so you get to see what the night flying looks like. What's that say? Quartz Hill? So the landmark says Quartz Hill, but that's the neighborhood. I don't know what the city is, and we're not close enough yet for it to show up. But that's obviously a large town. And I'm guessing that the next waypoint we're going to is this airport. So Quartz Hill. Well, I guess look that one up. That's still going to be California, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, 3-hour flight to Las Vegas. In the south. Doggone. Anyway, okay. Back in just a few minutes, folks. Coming north towards, it looks like the basin for Las Vegas. So you can start to see the city lights in the distance. You can start to see some more traffic showing up around here. so we're going to be making our descent soon. We're going to pop inside, and here's what the panel looks like. Looks lit up at night. What I was going to say earlier, I remember what I was going to say was the benefit, one of the biggest benefit to having a private pilot's license isn't cost. So it's not cheaper really to fly places. It's just it's more convenient because you can go for somewhere like Bakersfield to Henderson, which is shown up there on the right, as opposed to like LA to Vegas. That would actually be cheaper, and you can fly when you want to, which is the whole reason we're taking off in the afternoon into the evening, is that the sun's behind you. So when you can pick your own flight time, you don't have to fly it in the morning with the sun in your face. So that's one of the big reasons. Here we go. Our top of descent to 10,000 feet right there, so we're going to be making our approach pretty soon. Let's see. So we got the tower plugged in at 12510, so we didn't really get the approach. The approach, I must have got it wrong from my charts, but let's just say we're on approach and say something like, Henderson. Oh, wait, does this turn? Hold on a second. I want to see something real quick. Oh no, that turns it. Henderson. I'm sorry, it'd be Las Vegas. Las Vegas approach. This is 58 Echo Uniform with you 10,000. Inbound for full stop at Henderson. And they would hand us over to tower eventually. There's our top of descent, so I'm gonna want to push my thing and go full RPMs, but drop my throttle way back, and then I take my autopilot down to altitude. Whoa, put the autopilot back on. Altitude, hold on a second here. We're going to be coming down to about 4,000, 37, let's go vertical speed. We're going to come down 1,000 foot per minute. Alright, so that's pretty good. We're still, now our airspeed's climbing up to 160. We want to be inside 150 on our approach. And you can see again, Henderson's there, so Las Vegas out there, that's the city proper, and the strip and all that stuff. And Henderson is sort of the suburb to the south. Out there you got Boulder City. But, ooh, we want to be making our turn, I'm sorry. So we want to be coming in about right like here. I kind of missed our turning point there, but I also want to come back on the throttle. I already turned on our, and as you can see, you can't see much outside at all. Now there's a lot of terrain down there, so we got to be careful. Some of these mountains are like 7,000 feet tall, so as we make our descent in, we got to be careful to make sure we're at the right altitude. So greater than 6,300 feet there at Oichi or whatever it is, we're at 8,000 feet, so we're good there. But I got to keep an eye on those, because as you can see here, you can't really see the mountains, and we're going to be coming over some mountains and around, so I got to keep a close eye on that, on those altitudes. So greater than 6,000 something, let's see, we're going to want to go right about here. Turning on out this way, follow this line. That's good right there, okay. So greater than 6,000 something. So I gotta be careful. I'm gonna take my, let's see, altitude. We're gonna keep it at 6,000. Right, because that's what that said? Greater than 6,300. So 6,300. Okay, we are at coming in at 7,000, so we just got to keep above 6,300, because as you can start to see there, some of those like the hills and stuff. So what we're doing is we're coming around sort of through this bowl. There's an opening. The highway from LA comes up around this way through the gap. So we're gonna kind of come in over that gap, head east, and then land to the north of Henderson. But I'd have to be looking around my co-pilot here to check out there. That looks like that's probably Vegas airport there. But I'm also keeping a look outside. I mean, I see peaks off to my left here and such. There's American Or no, ACA 798. I don't know what that is. It's an A330. Oh, I'm slowing way down here, so now I gotta give her some more gas. I want to keep my approach speed. I'm gonna go 110 knots about, because I know my approach speed is supposed to be closer to 100, but oh, I gotta come back there, come back, right about there probably. Oh no, I guess maybe here. There we go. I'm gonna need to make a turn here pretty soon. I don't see anything about I don't see anything about altitude, so I'm going to keep it above 6,300 because I assume that's where those cliffs are. I think I could start to make my turn. Let's go about 300 for now. We're going to catch this coming in. I'm looking off my right wing. I could see texture down there, and I could obviously see, you know, peaks. And I think we're well above them, so I think we can actually be down even further. But now you can start to actually see the Vegas skyline out there in the distance. Some of the more, you know, iconic buildings. So it's always nice to be in Vegas, folks. Let's see here. Go back to the map. We're good there. We're going to be about, looks like probably 340 is the line that's going to want us to take in there. Where we at? We're at 100 knots now. I'm going to speed them up a little. We're about half throttle. Go external again real quick. Here's underneath us. Okay, you can see some peaks and stuff down there as we pivot the camera. I think we're good. We're well above them here. So back inside. Oh, I'm sorry. We need it. Oh, see, I'm chatting and now I'm gonna go 350 because I passed my mark. I'm supposed to be following this down in, and I think we could start to descend. Let's see here. I've got a note. Hold on a second. I've got a note in front of me here. What's the pattern altitude? 3,500. So we gotta descend down to 4,500 eventually. People looking for stuff. Okay, now high. 330? 335. That's pretty good. All right, and there, I think that's the highway that comes in from LA. I think I can start to descend some more now, so I'm going to come down. Let's see, I always look up because my altitude, my thing is over here. I'm gonna say 5,500 vertical speed. Go 800 foot per minute. Alright, what's this say up here? Greater than 4475. Oh no, less than 4475, greater than 34. So let's go 4,000. Sorry. Alright, so we want to be, on that turn, we want to be about 4,000. And we are at 5,500 here, so we're making a good pace. I think we're making a good pace in here. And then we do a bit of a circuit coming in. And there I may start to hand fly it at that point. I mean, even though I'm coming down, there's Charleston, what's it say? Peak? Yeah, Charleston Peak. That's the highest point. My brother-in-law lives, let's see, right about there. Right? Not Pete, but the other one. Okay. what I'm going to do, I'm going to take my heading. Hold on a second here, folks. I'm going to start to make my turn back about maybe 7-0, maybe 7-5. And we're coming down. You kind of come down over the mountains here. And now I got to slow way down. So I'm going to cut way back. And you can see my gear up thing. But I'm going to hand fly when I turn on final. So here's where we would be on tower. This is Henderson Tower. This is 58 Echo uniform with you. Left base for full stop, runway 30. And they'd say Echo uniform, clear to land. Runway what or whatever. I'm a little wide on that turn, aren't I? And I'm going to go flaps. Right there. That's my approach flaps. Now I want to catch about 100 knots. I'm going to get my feet on the rudder pedals. There's the airport. I'm starting to level, so I got to give her more fuel. I'm going to take the autopilot off in just a moment here. It says no 180, 80 knots, 3250. I'm good on the map. I could turn that off now. I'm at 100, and I'm going to go autopilot off. Oh gosh, I'm about to drop my stupid controller off my left leg. Okay. 182. Oh no, I think I'm 30 right. I'm the one on the right there, not the one on the left. Because the one on the left is for departures. This one, it says no 182 is 80 knots, 2,900 feet. There's another 182 there at 3,500 feet. I think he's doing patterns as well. So now I'm going to go full flap and gear down. Oh, let's go external to watch gear come down. Hold on here. There we go. Whoa. Losing some airspeed there. Let's go back internal, because that's going to get us way too slow. There's that 182, 80 knots, 3,500. I'm going, I shouldn't be descending like this. But he's going to do he's doing a right pattern. I need to come in front of him. So hopefully he doesn't make his turn yet. I'm on long final. And I'm going too slow, that's why. Little bumpy here. There's Enterprise. The Enterprise, I think, is where my brother-in-law lives. Whoa, now I'm a little bit right. I don't think this guy's making his turn yet. I'm looking at the poppies right now. I'm looking for red and white, and I'm a little high. So I got to come down a bit. Looking at my descent right there. I get down about 500, should be good. Whoa, whoa. Sorry, people, a little bit of chop. Little chop. Nothing to worry about. Check that 182 out. He's not making his turn in yet. There's Henderson off to her right. There's a nice restaurant out there called Lindo Michoacan. It's got a good view of the skyline. Okay, I'm a little high now. I gotta start paying attention. I'm going too fast as well. 100 knots. I'm high. I gotta pull back on the throttle. Now I'm sinking a bit. There we go. I want to go 85 knots. I want to maintain this. I got to pull up a little. Looking over the nose. Over the nose. There we go. That's good. That's good to start to see my landing lights on the ground there. And I'm cutting my throttle. And I'm flaring. There we go. Down and down, a little bit off to the right there. Let's get my flaps up, and we would say, Henderson Tower would say, 58 Echo uniform, turn left next taxiway. Turn left when able. Turn left when able. 58 Echo uniform. Looks like it just up to the left. There's Vegas off in the distance there, people. Vegas night. Pretty cool. Right? This is where I go off to the left. And I got a guy lining up behind me too, so I gotta do something about that. Okay, so here's where we're taxiing off. Let's see if we got out ahead of him. Okay, yeah, he's coming in now. There he is, 2,800 feet. He's doing it right. All right, so we switch over to ground at 127.8. Over to ground 127.8. 5-8 Echo uniform. Henderson ground. This is 5-8 Echo uniform with you. Request taxi to parking. 5-8 Echo uniform. Continue taxi. Cross runway 30. Was it 30 left? Oops. Yeah, there's Las Vegas, there's Paradise. Cross 30 left, yeah, because they're coming in on right. I don't see anybody taking off. Taxi via Echo. Taxi via Echo. 5-8 Echo uniform. We're clear there. There's a tower off on the left. It looks like there's GA parking up ahead here. So this is where we're gonna go. Right out here, straight across. And there's the Vegas skyline. That is cool. And there's a lot of labels there. We won't show you the labels when we take off. And we're going to take off during the day. Again, since we can fly, we can pick our own time. We would do so no earlier than noon, because we don't want to fly with the sun in our eyes. So I'm going to line up across from this guy. I'm kind of parked under his wing a little bit there, but there you go. All right, so that's that. Let's put the parking brake on. There we go. Parking brake is on. We would do our checklist to turn things off. First of all, I want to get my lights off, get my landing lights off. I'll turn my taxi. I was supposed to turn off my landing lights after I landed. Taxi lights are off. Let's get all these other lights off. I did have my pitot heat on. I could shut that off. Now I can get my avionics off. That didn't do it really. Get my battery off here. That didn't do anything either. That's funny. Shut the engines down there. I thought I turned everything off here. Huh. I guess it's not. This isn't this isn't showing up on my sim regularly. All right, so if we step outside, there's the one, and somehow I don't know what button I hit, but look, the door's open. And that happened in flight. I don't know what happened. I pressed some button. I got to find out what those do, because you can actually open the doors. But there's our aircraft at night, and back in the distance, there it is, Las Vegas, Nevada. When we take off next time, I will, we'll take off to the north, so we'll fly out. You'll get to see Vegas, and we'll be about noon or so. Thanks for watching, folks. Take care. Bye now.